In our time, when you come to our camp, you can't even recognize the local players because we do things together, we were together. I think that's why we were successful. So your question, I think, as I said, it cut across. Everyone should involve themselves. Even today, the committee that we are here, we are on, they should play a role. Once in a while, they should pass through the camp and talk to the boys. I think that's help.
Okay, I will leave you.
Not that, but I mean, that plays a role because as a leader, you have to lead. There are certain decisions that is not popular to the players, but you have to take it. And now I'm not saying that in the team. I mean, now I'm not saying a captain leading the team. And when you leave yourself like that, the players will think that, okay, they can do whatever they want on the pitch. In our time, players like Michael Essien, who was top. At times we fight on the pitch. We fight, we argue, we exchange words, but doesn't take what we want to achieve. So I think it's not only the captain. It's not only the captain. But players who comes to the national team, they have to be committed. I'm not saying that. They have to be committed because you have 30-something million population. They have selected 23 and you are part of it. It's an honor. And you have to know that you are representing Ghana. So whatever you have to do to make it work, you have to. For the past 5 years, we are struggling. We are not seeing things like that. So I think it's not only the captain. You can be a captain and you can be a good captain, but doesn't mean that you can win matches. But when you have your colleagues that they are aiming the same goal, I think that's where you can make it. Because my time I was so lucky that I have players that they are aiming for the same goal. We have to qualify for the World Cup. We have to do better. And I think that luckily it happens. So it's not only you. It's about the people you are working with. If they have the same goal as you, it works.
Chairman, please, my last question. My last one. I think I've been my last one. Yes. Were you part of the team that went to Nigeria during the last qualification? Were you part of the management, the World Cup qualification? The last one we went to Nigeria. I think we drew with them. That made us qualify. We beat them. Okay, all right. Were you part of the 1-1? Yeah. So were you part?
No, I was not part.
All right, so you were not part, but that team that qualified us, we all praised them because it was against all odds. But when we were going for the World Cup, many of the players were dropped. That's where they brought these foreign players who you are saying that they did not even understand our culture. Would you recommend that next time, if we play with the local boys or whichever players we use to qualify, we should forward the same players to the World Cup or to any competition, rather than dropping them and bringing the so-called foreign-based players? Would you recommend that?
I think, yes. I think we have to give the local players, we have to give them the chance and confidence to play for the national team. So in our time, even there are certain players that looks as if they are key players in the team. We were not key players. We have players like William Thero and the rest who were pushing us. So we too, we have to make sure that we are not going to allow them to take our positions. For example, when we went to the World Cup 2006, Osei Kufuor was a top defender. After the game against Germany, after the game against Italy, the second game against Czech Republic, it was Sheila Alias who was playing for Kotoko. He came in and he stamped the position. Brilliant player. You have Habib Mohamed, who took Adokwepa position, play number 3. Fantastic. So in our time, there was a competition. Today, there was no competition. So some of the players, they feel so cool that whether they play well or not, they will play. But in our time, it wasn't like that. There was a competition. When we played our second qualifier against South Africa in Kumasi, we lost our first game. We beat South Africa 3-0. I scored 2 goals, but I wasn't the man of the match. It was William Thero who was playing for Liberty Professional. So this is the difference. Today we don't have such things anymore. We have our players now running to go to Tanzania. It's a shame. They should rather come here. We have our players now going to Sudan. When we played against Niger, the number 7 who was the best player on the pitch, who played for Niger, is a Ghanaian. We have a striker who won the Goal King in Ghana Premier League because he didn't get the chance. Now he's playing for Togo. So we have to give our boys, we have to give them the chance. And because today our league is not attractive, that's why they are running and going to other countries. Why? Because some of the boys are earning 300 cedis. They are earning 500 cedis. And at times they have to go beyond 5 months. They have children. They have to take care of home. They have to pay their bills. So somebody will come and say, okay, I'll give you $800. They will go. That's why today we even opened a free gate, Kotoko against Accra Suffolk, empty stadium. So we have to try and look at those things.
Capito, thank you so much. My colleague started by commending you. When you became captain, there were senior players in the team, but you were the captain, but you still managed to hold the fort. You were speaking as if you are part of the petitioners, because the thing that you are saying were exactly the thing that the petitioners presented yesterday. Item 13 of the petition talks about national team coaches salary challenge, and that, like you said, we pay huge sums of money to the national team head coach, the Black Stars coach, but we don't even have a working contract. All that we have for the other teams, the junior teams, are performance contracts. You go for the tournament, when it ends, that's all. What do you think, for this particular point, what do you think we should do concerning the appointment of juvenile coaches, under 17, under 20, under 23, as they apply to the women's national teams too? What do you think we should do?
I think I've said it already. We have to take care of them. We have to take care of them by giving them some salaries, because staying at Pampram for 6 months and you go home with nothing, I don't think that. Yes, we are serving, we want to serve, but where football is today is business. We have coaches like Simeone, we have coaches like Guardiola, that they are earning so much. And at times when you come to this side of the world, I think the way we treat our juvenile coaches is not right. Yeah.
My next point is about forming public interest committee, so that they will liaise between the GFA and us, the ordinary Ghanaian who is happy when Ghana wins, and that there don't seem to be accountability when we leave anything, all the things to the GFA. For instance, during the time of the normalization committee, there were issues with FIFA coming to ban us if we interfere in football, and FIFA gave us that opportunity to have a liaison. One of the key things that the petitioners are looking for is to form this public interest committee, and that point is also buttressed by GACA. Their point number 7 talks about, point number 6 talked about formation of public interest committees. See, the formation of the public interest committee is long overdue. GACA suggests that the PIC must be put in place as quickly as possible. What's your view about that?
Let me help you. If you are here to tell us everything you think we can do to bring back the love and normalize the industry and all that. But where you don't feel comfortable and you may want to speak to us in camera, we will oblige you. So if you think this question, you probably would want us to meet us in camera, why not? We will appreciate that because we still want.
I will move on. And that they are calling for the disbandment of the search committee that actually usually go and bring out the coach. Then we go to tournament, we feel the same team, usually just about 1 or 2 changes, we go again. Do you think the search committee is worth the effort? All right. I have other areas that I want to go so that you can be able to.
Well, at times we go around some of the pitches that we used to play when our coast days. Today you go there and you see a building on those pitches. So I think that we don't have enough pitches to run the coast football. As you said, all of us are products from coast. And it's amazing that time, as young as we were, from coast you go straight to the Premier League. And when I was talking about the Premier League, when we were playing with the likes of Ebo Smith, Emmanuel Saddick, Tony Teku, and the rest, and you find yourself as a 16 years old guy being on the same pitch. Why? Because when we were playing coast, every Saturday, the park is full. So right there, we get the confidence from there. So when you come to the Premier, you are not shaky. You see the crowd and you still want to prove a point. When you look at our time, players like Lai Kinson, Godwin Atram, and the rest, we made it because we all came from coast. Gone are the days where they camp us at Winneba for 1 year, for 6 months. Today, we are not seeing those things anymore. So players are feeling so comfortable. Today, we don't see players waking up at night to go for jogging. That extra fitness gain, they are not doing it. They feel so comfortable. Again, it looks as if today, the national team is so easy to penetrate. Before, it wasn't like that. You spoke about the under 17 team that went to Ecuador. I used to wash their clothes. Today, washing machines, they feel so comfortable. So at times you will be there and you don't understand what is going on. We were playing on Sakura pitches. We were not using football shoes. You put on a bandage, you will play. It didn't stop us from achieving our goals. Today they have everything. You have AstroTurfs. You have good pitches in quotes. But they are failing. So we have to find a way. We have to find a way and try to help them. As I said, I'm worried. Because you rightly said, 91. It was at the point people were watching the youth team more than the Black Stars. 91 in Italy. 93, I think 93 we didn't qualify. 95, yeah, we did. Japan, sorry. 95 Ecuador. We played the under 20. And today the transition is not there anymore. Before, those who play the under 17, at least you will find maybe 14 or 15 players in the under 20, the next under 20 team. Today, a new call-up, the next time, a different call-up. They will never, ever gel. They will never understand. That's football. They will never understand each other. 2010, when the Black Stars played in Angola, they played well to get to the final. But people have forgotten that there were no regular players. Myself, Michael Essien, Lai Kinson, Mutari was not there, and we were 8. But you see, the transition, because the under-20 team won the under-20 World Cup in Egypt, so they know themselves. It was their first tournament, but they got to the final. So I think that these are the things that we have to try and bring it back, because the transition is not there. That's why you see teams like Chelsea. Last season, they bought a lot of players, but they were not good. Not that the players were not good, because they don't understand each other. They don't know each other. So we have to try and bring back the course, and who knows, maybe the next tournament we will qualify, because it's really embarrassing that Ghana today, we can't qualify to play the under-17 World Cup. Major tournament, we are not part of it. And we have talents all around. Today, if we said, let's go to Kaukudi, even Gota to Gota, 4 players are playing, you will see 2 talents there. So we have to even set, as they said, we have to even set some people to go out there to set for talents. I was working with Betway. We came up with something called Betway's Talent Search. And at times it's sad. We have to fight, because we think that all the best players are from this side. No. When you go to BA, the North, that's where you see the real talent. So we have to try and spend more to get players who can represent the country in the future.
You just answered one of the talent. Is it that we are not selecting them properly? Like you said, the coaches, their salary. Is it the issue?
Well, when you go around and talking to some of the youth, or you engage with them, I mean, the things that they say, they will tell you that, okay, we have tried to do our best, but nobody is seeing us. So I think some people have some particular players that they want to push them. Gone are the days where there was no academies. I think it was easy for coaches. And these coaches were philanthropists, because I don't think that my coach who coached me, who coached Michael Essien, they made any money. But they coach us, they groom us, they gave us the platform. We showcased, we exhibited our talent, but they didn't get anything. So it's not about the youth, it's about the coaches who would develop the youth. But now they too, they say they are not doing it anymore, because they are not getting anything from it. So it's very, very dicey if you come across these kind of situations.
Yes, let me just. My final question is about sports infrastructure. We are building a lot of astroturfs. We are building a lot of astroturfs. But when you check the venues for our Premier League teams, we still have really serious issues with the venues. I don't want to talk about the Black Stars issue. For that one. The national team that we are not getting a place. Do you think that the astroturf that we are building are serving the purposes that it's supposed to serve?
I would say yes, because, well, you find people saying that because of the artificial grass and because of our climate, is very, very difficult, and is creating a lot of problems for the youth. But I think we have to know how to manage it. Before training, you can water it. Because I quite remember 2008 when Manchester played against Chelsea in Russia. It was on AstroTurf. And some of the companies who are doing the AstroTurf, I think that they are doing well because they are using the good material. But with our climate here, you find it difficult, because maybe the hot weather on the artificial grass, it makes it hot. So some of the players are complaining that at times they find it difficult to move and all that, and at times it's dry. That's why I said that before training, you can put water on it. I mean, as a nation that prides itself as a football nation, today we have found ourselves in a position that we can't even boast with a world-class facilities. So we have to try and do this thing, because we're talking about football. And people used to talk about Ghana. Today, nobody is talking about Ghana. I quite remember our time, Brazil, Argentina, and the rest, they queue to play Ghana. Today, not even.
You're done. Wonderful. That was good. Yeah, so
We are lucky to have you in the nation. You are back home in Ghana. And one of the challenges identified, as you enumerated here, is player call-up. Today, the player selection is a very serious problem when you sit back to watch the kind of players today we invite to come and play for us. Is there any point in time people like you are consulted when it comes to player selection? Or if you are not, or if you are, have you made any efforts? I know you don't work with GFA, or maybe a group of you. Have you made any efforts to engage GFA regarding player selection? Thank you.
one for you. Okay.
Well, we have this association, Professional Football Association, PFAG. Yeah, a couple of times we have engaged the FA, not in player selection, but how we can move our football forward. And at times it's difficult. You go and, give your idea that it looks as if nothing happens. So you find it difficult to move and go and talk to them. But as for consultation on player selection, it has never happened. But I don't think that they need some of us. I'm just saying, but we just have to do the right thing, because we know that there is a right thing to do, but we are not doing it. So you never get the results. You will never get it, because for the past 5 years, 2019 when we played in Egypt, okay, we went to the 1-6. We went to Cameroon out of the first group. Côte d'Ivoire out of the first group. We went to the World Cup in Qatar out of the first group. When you look at the senior national team, at least from 2008, semi-finals, finals, semi-finals, quarterfinals, semi-finals. So that means where we are today, there's something wrong, and we have to figure what is wrong.
Thank you so much. You rightly mentioned here how our goal king at a particular time wasn't selected or didn't get opportunity to play for our national team, the senior one, Black Stars, and for that matter has to move out to play in your neighboring country. What do you think accounted for that? That we have a player who won the Goal King, played 32 matches, scored 22 goals. And then the committee will select someone who played 32 games and scored 9 goals to play for the national team, as against the one who scored more goals and was voted the best player for that particular year. What has accounted for that? What do you think is the cause?
I think the cause is only one thing, not calling the player. The player has done his part. He has shown himself that he's capable of representing the country or being part of the national team. And most of the players, they are depressed from these kind of things because playing for a local club, your dream is to do well and play for the national team. And from the national team, if you have the chance, you go to Europe. But as I said, a player or a striker who won the goal king in the league and not being part of the call-up, I think it's wrong. It's wrong. So if it's Stephen Appiah, I will do the same thing. I will be so bitter. I will be so upset. Okay, I don't have anything to do with Ghana. Let me go to Togo. Let me go to Niger. Let me go to Benin. So at least as a goal king, just let him have the feel of the shirt. Boosts his morale. And there's this thing that at times we think we have to assess players with only one game. No. In 96, we traveled 7 people. Myself, Olele, Rash, Yakubu, Ernest. They picked 4. 3 of us, we came back to Ghana. But that alone, it didn't demoralize me. I said, let me work hard. I worked hard. 97, I went to Italy. I went around and back to Turkey. And the second biggest derby in the world is Galatasaray-Fenerbahce. I went to Galatasaray 96. They didn't pick me. I went to Fenerbahce, and always when we meet them, I scored. So that anger. So there are certain things. No, not every player is like Stephen Appiah. I mean, I can handle certain situations, but some players, they can't. So they will be depressed, and then you see them not doing anything or going to other countries that they shouldn't go.
Anyway, thank you, Chairman.
That's carrying the coast system, which it's more or less non-existence. It is pretended as if we still have it, but we don't. I want to find out from you, how well can we bring back the coast system and make it more attractive, such that, I remember in the past, when we are playing at Accra, the Kanisi Sports Complex, and that was just under 12, under 13. I played for the Greater Accra under 12, and you could see the number of people who come to park at that time. Now, even when the Black Stars are playing, people are not coming. So you are in the game up to now, and then you're a legend in the game as well. In your estimation, what do you think we can do well to make sure that we revive the coast system? I've heard the lamentation side, but what do we have to do to bring it back?
Well, it's going to be a difficult job, but it's doable. It's doable because, as I earlier said, we have coaches that they think that they groom the players, but at the end of the day, people will come and fetch, and then they take them away. I use myself as an example. I play for Fatah Babies. I travel to Italy. Accra Suffolk make a lot of money. And later, my coach team have to approach Accra Suffolk to get a part of that money. It was war. So coaches like this, they are still there. Once in a while, we meet, we talk, we sit down and we have fun. And when you hear them talking, their interest is not there anymore. So we have other young coaches who are coming, who can take their place. But they too, because of how football is going and how money is involved in football, they don't see themselves developing players from the grassroots. But as I said, it's doable. If we say we can do it, we can do it. It's all about a matter of time. We can form we can form a team that we can give them an assignment. Okay, you people should go around the regions. Go and search for talents, maybe under 14, under 17. We'll find them, they are there. I've been doing that. This recent Afache in Cape Coast, we played Stephen Appiah Afache Cup. And I got 12 boys, but I'm not going to disclose here, which I'm going to help. So in one tournament, I got 12 players. So just imagine going around the regions. We will have them, but first we have to have the people who will coach the boys. That's the most important thing. Because it looks as if nobody is interested when as in coaching the coaches, nobody is interested in doing the coach thing anymore. And because today we have the academies where these coaches, they feel so comfortable, so they think that, oh, there is a way of getting something from there. It's going to be a difficult work, but we can do it. We can do it.
Thank you very much. My next question is, from the feed from your response, in the past, even you see a lot of people who have not actually had any formal training in coaching, but just the passion that they have helped us groom a lot of talent. Now, the passion is more or less is non-existence. We see football more of the economic side of it, the monetary side of it, as compared to in your days. You play football, all you need is the fame and the recognition and the pride to even be in the Black Star jersey. Now it's like everybody's looking at, even from the blast of the whistle, what I can get. And that is, from what I see, it's leading us to lose a lot of the passion. When the passion is out, we lose the interest. My next question is, Capitano, would you agree with me that our football is dwindling because we, government and all stakeholders, have shifted our interest only to, let's say, the top, Black Star, and how we get our players, and how we are going to excel at the top, and then we've neglected all the way from the school system, the coach system, the divisions. Would you agree with me that our attention has just been moved to the top and we've neglected it down?
Absolutely right, because today what we boast of, what we speak of is the Black Stars. But we are forgetting that before you get to the Black Star, you have to start somewhere. Sitting here today, I started somewhere, from the coast to the Premier League. And today it's sad. You see, the thing has rotten to a point where you see players that they have never played second division before, but they want to go to Abuchi. How? You have never played second division before, but you are thinking of going to Europe. I mean, it's not fair. When you engage the young ones, instead of thinking about passion, through the passion, the money will come, the fame will come, they are thinking straight to make money. But without passion, you will never make it.
But don't you think that it's because now you can get a call up into the Black Star when you are playing for one of the big teams there, irrespective of your performance locally? As you mentioned, as my brother mentioned, that a whole best player of a league or a tournament was left out, having scored 22 goals out of 32 matches. It was left out just because he had not played outside. So everybody thinks that for you to get into the Black Star, and now when you're playing for any top-notch team outside, and you have not even played on the pitches of Ghana before, once you play outside, there is this opportunity for you to be called up. Even sometimes they'll come to your doors and beg you. So that is why people are all moving outside, thinking that once you get to the top, you would have a call up. I just want to. I recently visited. I was in Turkey on a private trip. In my hotel, I came out to eat at it, and I saw one black guy just loitering around. And I something just touched me. Now, this guy is a Ghanaian. I called him, and in our conversation, you could see that he was even hungry. He didn't have money to even buy food. And he told him that he's a footballer from Ghana who had come to Turkey to play for a team and for a Justifiers or something, and they didn't pick him. He doesn't have money to come back home. He can't find his agent. It was very, I felt very sad for him. He showed me pictures of himself, which shows that videos of himself having played. So I felt, how can, I asked him, why didn't you join any of our local clubs and you have to come all the way and be stranded here? And he was just mentioning this thing now, when you play locals, you don't, nobody sees you when you get opportunity to travel outside before you get attention that you deserve.
I think he's right because, I mean, when you look at the local league, it's not attractive anymore. Why is it not attractive? Because the players who make it attractive are leaving the shore of Ghana to other countries. 97, when Accra Suffolk told me, Stephen, you have to travel to Italy. I said, no, I'm not going to Italy. I'm comfortable here. I want to stay here. Why? Because the league was attractive. So I traveled to Italy. Today, as you are saying, the guy in Turkey, Obi na dada no. I can find you a team, and because they are desperate, they will follow the person, and then when they get there, they are stranded. But when you look at the player, maybe he's a good player, but because of the situation in our league, he will leave. You have Emmanuel, what is the name? Keke or Keyekche or something. Who? What is the name? The Samates guy. Keyeke. He won the best midfielder, I think 2 seasons ago. He won best player of the league. No collar. Now he's playing in Tanzania. So when people are not watching your game, because of this Emmanuel guy, maybe I will come to the stadium to watch. Gone are the days when you are going to the stadium, oh, I'm going to watch Adofama. I'm going to watch Shamokwe. I'm going to watch Abladekuma. Today it's not there anymore. So you will play against, a class of folk will play against Kotoko, empty gate. Nobody will come because who are you going to watch? So exactly. So I think in this situation, government should come in because you have team owners. At times, it's better you have 12 or 15 teams that they can pay the players well, and then league will be doing well, than having 30 teams and players are struggling. So the well-being of the players too is very, very important. Because when you are taking care of the players, they won't have any bad mind that they will want to do something fishy. Because they feel okay, they feel good. But because of the situation here, every player is struggling, so they prefer. I mean, if somebody is playing Premier League and monthly salary is 300 cedis. But how can he survive? So boys are depressed, that's why they go to other countries and then they get stranded.
Thank you, Capitano. The last one is actually not a question. My observation, which I would just want you to also give your view.
I think since football belongs to the government, I think government have to have a say and invest into football, because when you go to other countries, places like Senegal and the rest, the government is investing so much. That's why today when we talk about talents, it's Mali, Senegal, Cote d'Ivoire, and the rest. We are not part. Before they were, you can't even mention their name. But again, because we are not putting money in our football, it's part of it. Gone are the days where there were sponsors. Today, all of us, we are struggling. people who organize footballs are struggling because when you organize football, you will go for sponsorship. Nobody want to give you money because nobody is talking about the Black Stars anymore. But 10 years ago, people will chase you with money. Today, it's not like that anymore. So what I'm trying to say is we have to put money for our up-and-coming players who say that will make the league attractive, and that will push them to the under-17, under-20, the under-23, and the Black Stars. We have to make our league attractive. So I think as government officials, you have to... Oh, sorry. So, okay, me, I'm talking about the government. Later I'll come to you. I think government should put representatives in the national teams from the under-17, under-20, under-23, and the Black Stars. So when you are there, you will understand what is happening, and you too, you can give your report. So these are the little things. But as for MPs, invest something small.
Somebody in the, I wanted to support a football team in my area, and the football administrator told him that I shouldn't.
And then let me add this one. Coaches play a very important role in the game of football. And I remember this coach, Bukad, is that the name? What happened to his being sacked from the Black Stars? And then when he was leaving, I remember he retorted that he's sorry for Ghana football. And ever since, Chairman, the Black Stars have never been of itself before. So, and then you remember the octopus prediction. I'm asking you these questions because you were there at the 2006 World Cup. And there was an octopus who always predicted precisely. And it becomes true. That octopus deprived us from advancing to the next stage of our... we are getting close to quarterfinals also. Semi-finals, yes. No. It's South Africa rather. Okay. So that's why I'm asking you whether you believe in ways and means in football, and then two, what happened to the sacking of that coach?
Well, talking about ways and means, myself, I don't believe in that. I believe in waking up in the morning, train well, and perform on the pitch. That's what I believe. But we have some people that they believe in those things. I quite remember when we used to play goals, you will see players put in talisman, but they have never traveled before. So those things for me, it doesn't work. Predictions. Tomorrow I can say, okay, Wigan will beat Manchester City. If Wigan win, am I a prophet? I'm not. It's just a prediction. So these octopus things and me, I don't believe in it because at times it doesn't work. About Coach Bukadzi's, I think that time I was very, very young, so I didn't know the story of his sack. Yeah.
Come again? No. Why should a country like Ghana be struggling to present the right, correct, array of under-17 players to go and play? But we just lied. And we got banned, punished for it. And so for all these years, we are not seeing any action at that level. And you see, so the country is suffering in various ways. So how, the question is, how, maybe it should start with you. How, bring your people together and say, look, this is our own. how do we come in and start this foundation together? How do we do it?
Well, I think when you said, what the former players want is the engagement. So if you don't, I mean, we have people who are running our football, and we just can't get up and say that, okay, we are coming to do this. We can put it to them, they look at it, they engage us, and we start from there. So if they don't consult us, which we can't get up and say that, okay, we are here, we want to do ABC. So I think they have to involve former players because they have traveled, they have played in different countries, they have the knowledge, they have the ideas. And when they see a good player, they can see. It's not likewise someone who doesn't have the highs of a good talent. If I go to Maprobi today and 5 young kids are playing football, even just one of them to trap the ball, I know that he's a good player. So you grab the player, you try to work on him, and maybe in the future he will become like a Samoajan. So I think they have to engage the former players. That's what they are looking for.
Stephen, let me ask you a question, right? You have seen it all. You've started from the scratch. You dedicatedly have gone domestic, international.
Well, because we never know what tomorrow brings, and I mean, learning is good. We have a lot of former players, not only in Africa, but in the world that they have coaching license, but they are not using it and doing other things. So, I mean, doing a course to be a coach, why not? But when you get the license, that's where you decide what to do with it. But now I have different things in mind.
I know for now, because this hasn't come up ever, nobody probably has approached you with this or has ever asked you this question. You have other things in mind you want to do. But I'm just telling you that you and your colleagues, Samoajan, yourself, several of you, Michael Asian, John, several of you, right? All of you. And we think that you are now on retirement, not that of age, but then you are no longer playing professional football. In reversing the narrative, you want to assist in reversing the negative trend. This is a project that ought to be undertaken, no matter what it is. And we think in doing so, it has to start from the foundation, which is the colts, the younger. And I am looking at it from where the collaborative work that I was looking for is that you assisting. For instance, the NSA, I don't know how many technical people they have, right? To be able to support all national teams with the experience and all that it takes. Maybe you go to the FA. It's only all the time when something happens that we go searching for knee-jerk reactions. Oh, let's go and search for coach. Anytime something happens, then I don't think I need to maybe overemphasize that. But the point is this. I think you are the future of our technical team, helping to bring back the love, both international and domestic. What do you think? Not you as an individual. I'm talking about you, the former.
Well, I think most of the former players and most of my colleagues are into coaching. I mean, Michael Essien is there, Godwin Atram, Lai Kisin, John Pencil. I think the most important now is to help them to further their courses. And some of us that we think that we can help in a different capacity, why not? Because football, I think we have a knowledge that we are sitting on. I quite remember when Milo, and I'm not saying anything bad about Milo, but when Milo came for the second time, we had a meeting, the PFAG, we had a meeting, and I told them that I will never take Milo for the second coming. And everybody was like, why? I said, okay, when Milo came 2010 and he did well, because he has the players that suit in his system. But when he came to the second time, he doesn't have the players that will play the one top striking. You don't have them. So these are the knowledge that we have. But when you are not engaged, not only Stephen Appiah, we have Anthony Bafor, we have Abedipele and the rest. So what I'm saying is engage them because they have so many in their head that they can help our football to grow. But the engagement is not there. So as I'm saying, we know the system because we have been there. It's not we just know. We have experienced it. We have had the feel. We have been there. So we know how it's done.
Thank you, Stephen. Stephen, I think you've given some hope. And
Well, when your league is not attractive, of course, there won't be scouts coming to the country to scout players. In our time, you have a lot of scouts. Even when you are playing on the field, you will see a lot of scouts in the stands. So that alone gives you motivation to prove yourself for the scout to take you. But today, they are not coming. They come and they organize some small matches to pick the players from there. So I think the most important thing is club owners should do the club well by taking care of the players, their salary, infrastructure. We still have players who goes and borrow boats before they come and play matches. I mean, it shouldn't be. We are talking about GPL. It shouldn't be. So there are a lot to do. But I think the most important thing is how they invest in infrastructure in our game.
If you want government to assist these club owners, in which areas do you expect government to intervene? Aside infrastructure, maybe, in which areas do you think? Because government would have to provide the infrastructure. It's just unfortunate that in trying to do the AstroTurf, they got it all wrong. They didn't do it properly, they didn't consult. And they've cited them at the wrong places, so most of them are in the bushes and not really living up to the expected whatever. But what it is,
Government, I think it's money, because at the end of the day, team owners are running the team. They have to use money to run the team. Some of the clubs, I mean, when you go and watch the matches, even when you see their kits, is bad. So when they have the money, they can use some of the money to buy those things and run the team.
yeah, I agree with you. Now, do you also have, what advice do you have for the club owners? For instance, some want to run the show all alone. They are not ready to float shares for people to also buy in and own, part of the team, and then injecting money. Because this time around, it's business. is business. So instead of somebody going to start a new team altogether,
I was so happy to play against the youngsters. And these are the names when you hear, yes. And all the community come and support them. They own, it's a religion for them. So today, the feeling is not there anymore because you have people who are from Brekum, but they are not supporting the team from Brekum. Different team. But it's difficult because I think those clubs, they don't have the financial to run the club. So you will see them playing second division, third division. They will be there playing every Sunday. So you see the people around the community, they are sad. Last year, my son played for Great Olympics, so I went to watch them. And I was asking myself, I've played on that stadium before. Swedru, All Blacks. And I was like, gone are the days when we used to play here. There were no stand, but stadium is packed. People are standing on the walls. And that's the feel of the game those days. Because when you look around and see people standing on the walls, coming to cheer you, I mean, it will give you 120%, not 100% on the pitch. But it's difficult because they don't have money to run the team anymore.
A follow-up. So would you recommend that government will support these teams, at least even if not for the main league? At a point, there was a para league that was being played. They have the main league itself, and then they have another one that has all these traditional teams also playing. I don't know how, it was that was not under Gaka, but it was a para league that was also being played. And so even though we have our main league, would you recommend that for us to bring back the feeling within our various communities, these traditional teams are also to be made to play a specified or a special league, such that government would even come in to sponsor, or government would also make it attractive for even sponsors to take up this league? Because those ones are...
A young kid want to play football. He's somewhere in hope. He's good. Nobody will see him. He has no hope because those teams are not there anymore. So it's very, very difficult. I mean, as for the community, they will come and they will cheer the team. They win, they are happy, and that's it. But me, I'm looking at a young boy growing up in that place. His career is finished. So, of course, we have to revive it if we have a way of doing that. We have to. And honorable question, we have players that they discovered them from inter-colleges. Today, where is Interco? It's not there anymore. And nobody is talking about these things.
those are the school sports.
Yes. But there are some good players who came from there. So
Okay, so I think he came and he made justice to our questions. And all that we wanted to know, his opinion about the falling standard of football in Ghana and what he thinks accounted for this, and also suggestions as to the way forward. We have taken note of all that. In fact, we will I appreciate that. God bless you, Mother Ghana bless you. And so